Sometimes in football, the biggest breakthroughs don't come from big money signings or long-term plans. They come from unexpected decisions, experiments that weren't supposed to last but end up changing everything. That's exactly what has happened with Nico O'Reilly at Manchester City. What started as a temporary fix at left back has quietly turned into one of the most important developments in Pep Guardiola's system. O'Reilly wasn't meant to be here. Not in this role, not this soon. But football has a way of rewriting expectations. Just a couple of seasons ago, he was recovering from a serious ankle injury. Now, he's scoring crucial goals, dominating midfield battles, and delivering performances on the biggest stages in football. And the most surprising part? He's only just getting started. From makeshift defender to undroppable starter. At the beginning of the season, O'Reilly's role seemed clear: fill in where needed. Injuries and tactical shifts forced Guardiola to deploy him as a left back, far from his natural position. It looked like a short-term solution. But then something unexpected happened. He didn't just cope in that role, he excelled. Game after game, O'Reilly showed composure, intelligence, and physical presence. He wasn't just surviving, he was influencing matches. Soon, even when other players returned from injury, he kept his place in the team. That's when things began to change. His performances became impossible to ignore. Goals started to come. Assists followed. And suddenly, he wasn't just a squad player. He was becoming essential. In one standout moment, he scored twice in a crucial win against Newcastle, practically winning the game on his own. That wasn't luck. That was a statement. Rediscovering his true position. While O'Reilly impressed as a defender, Guardiola always knew there was more to him. At academy level, he was never a fullback. He was a midfielder. A creative, forward-thinking player with vision and technical ability. Eventually, Pep made the call. He moved O'Reilly into midfield. And that's when everything clicked. In a system known for its complexity, where only the most intelligent players thrive, O'Reilly didn't just adapt. He flourished. Playing in midfield for a Guardiola team is one of the toughest roles in football. It demands awareness, precision, positioning, and decision-making at the highest level. Yet O'Reilly looked comfortable. He brought something fresh to the midfield, something City had been missing. The missing ingredient: pace. For years, Manchester City's midfield has been defined by control, technical brilliance, and possession. But one thing it lacked was raw speed. O'Reilly changed that instantly. Standing at 6'4" and clocking some of the fastest sprint speeds in the squad, he offers a rare combination of size and acceleration. That alone makes him unique. But it's how he uses that pace that makes him dangerous. He doesn't just run, he runs with purpose. He attacks space. He tracks back defensively. He transitions quickly between phases of play. In a league that is increasingly focused on fast transitions and direct attacking, O'Reilly fits perfectly into the future of football Guardiola is trying to build. A new tactical direction for City. This season, Manchester City is evolving. Guardiola has openly acknowledged that the Premier League is changing. Teams are becoming faster, more direct, and more aggressive in transition. Possession alone is no longer enough. To adapt, City have started to shift their style. They are bringing in players who thrive in open spaces. Players who can carry the ball forward, attack quickly, and exploit defensive gaps. O'Reilly is the perfect example of this new approach. He represents a bridge between two eras of City football: the old, possession-heavy dominance, and the new, transition-based intensity. All-round influence on the pitch. What makes O'Reilly special isn't just one attribute, it's his completeness. Offensively, he contributes goals and assists. He times his runs into the box perfectly and isn't afraid to take responsibility in key moments. Defensively, he's just as effective. He ranks among the top players in tackles, interceptions, and aerial duels within the squad. His physical presence allows him to dominate in duels, while his awareness ensures he's always in the right position. This balance is rare, especially for a player so young. He doesn't just specialize in one area, he impacts every phase of the game. The numbers tell the story. Statistics often confirm what the eye test suggests, and in O'Reilly's case, they are impossible to ignore. When he starts, Manchester City's performance improves significantly. Higher win percentage, more goals scored per game, fewer goals conceded. In fact, the difference is dramatic. City look more stable, more dynamic, and more dangerous when he's on the pitch. Of course, football is never about just one player, but numbers like these highlight his growing importance. He's not just part of the system anymore, he's becoming central to it. A defining night in Madrid. Every rising star has a moment that defines them. For O'Reilly, that moment came at the Santiago Bernabeu. In a high-pressure Champions League clash, he faced one of the toughest tests in football. Early in the game, he struggled. A mistake led to a goal, and it looked like the night might overwhelm him. But great players respond differently. Instead of collapsing under pressure, O'Reilly reset. He adjusted. And then, he delivered. Just minutes later, he scored the equalizer, shifting the momentum back to City. From that point on, he controlled the game with maturity beyond his years. By the final whistle, he had produced a complete performance, defensive contributions, attacking presence, and composure under pressure. He was named Man of the Match. Not because of hype, but because he earned it. Mentality beyond his years. Talent can take you far, but mentality decides how far you actually go. What truly separates O'Reilly from many players at this stage of his career is his mindset. When things go wrong, he doesn't disappear or lose confidence. Instead, he responds immediately, learns from the moment, and keeps pushing forward. At the highest level of football, where pressure never fades and every mistake is magnified, that kind of resilience is incredibly valuable. Many young players struggle to recover when things don't go their way. O'Reilly, on the other hand, seems to grow stronger with every setback. It's the kind of mentality that earns a manager's trust, and more importantly, the kind that builds long-term success in the game. England's next big prospect? His performances haven't just impressed at club level, they've started to turn heads on the international stage as well. With uncertainty around England's options, particularly at left back, O'Reilly has quickly emerged as a serious contender for a place in the squad. But reducing him to just one position would miss the bigger picture. He isn't just a defender. He's a complete footballer, a midfielder who can control the game, a playmaker who can create chances, a runner who can break lines, and a problem solver who adapts to any situation. There's a strong possibility that he could redefine his role for England, just as he has done at Manchester City, offering far more than a traditional fullback. The beginning of something bigger. At only 20 years old, O'Reilly is still in the early stages of his development, and that's what makes his rise so exciting. What we're seeing right now may only be a small glimpse of what he is capable of becoming in the years ahead. Under Guardiola's guidance, and within a system that continues to evolve, his potential looks almost limitless. But there's also a bigger question in the background. What happens when Guardiola eventually moves on? In that scenario, players like O'Reilly could become central figures in the next phase of Manchester City's journey. Not just important squad members, but leaders who shape the future of the club. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep football stories like this, hit that like button and subscribe, because the next superstar might already be rising, and you don't want to miss it. If you want to be smarter every day, like and subscribe.